welcome to the Pip Studio.
Thank you.
I made this podcast and wanted to start this series because I wanted to talk about the importance of intergenerational relationships and how important elders are to this generation. Because for me personally, in my artistic journey, my grandma has been such an important part of it, and I just wanted to bring people in to hear about their own experiences. So, Zoë Power,
Hello.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for
A
having me.
legend in this journey.
Oh wow, that's a
A legend,
no
yeah.
pressure. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Legend.
Tell
Let's
us,
go for it.
tell us about yourself.
My name's Zoe. So I am Bristol-based, and I work predominantly as a mural painter, but also dabble within illustration and painting. So yeah, kind of. I guess you could just call me a visual artist
Sure.
of sorts. But I work, mostly commercially on like really big scale stuff.
Okay. I see your work everywhere in Bristol. I've been like #1 fan from the beginning.
Oh,
obviously.
thank you.
What's the favorite, like the most favorite piece you've ever done?
Favorite one was there's a few. Obviously working for you, Jay, doing your
Oh.
logo all those many moons ago when I was an inexperienced little dweeb. But it's still kicking around and actually still looks good. So there's that.
It is great.
Yeah, no, sometimes you look at old work. I'm probably I don't know if you can as like a musician, but you listen to old work and you're just like, ooh. And there's one on Church Road that everybody knows me by because it's really big and in a really good spot. And I did it with my friend Sophie, and it's still there. And everybody's like, oh yeah, you did the one on Church Road, and I'm just like, oh.
My grandma's a fan of that one.
Yes, I did. But anyway, classic artist talking about the worst job, not the best job. So yeah, more recently I did one in Leeds, and it was 20 meters high, and I think it was just like one of those moments where you have to check in with yourself and be like, I've made it. You know, like I haven't made it. There's always more, and there's always, places we want to go, and there's always bigger, and there's always, there's no end to this creative path. But there was a slight moment of like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It was 20 meters high, like amazing, like location, like pure wall, no like
fantastic.
No, like usually as a mural painter you get like pipes and like aircon units and like cables. This was like new build, legit building. We're not trying to cover a shit in glitter. This is like a nice building.
Sure.
And yeah, I had a team of like 5 men working for me.
Fantastic.
And I was working on like these really big suspended platforms, and it was like a good budget, and it just was like, and I had a 1-year-old. So my mum came, bless her, with us to Leeds, and was looking after my little baby. So I was like getting up at 5 and 6, like playing with my baby, and then going to this like really epic job, and then coming back. So it was all just a bit surreal. But I think, yeah, particularly as like a new mum, it was a really good feeling to be like, wow, okay,
for sure,
I got this.
And where was that mural?
That is in Leeds.
That's in
right in
Leeds,
the centre
okay.
of Leeds. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna like put my hand here because we're gonna put a picture.
Okay.
Because I want everyone to see it.
There you
go. That actually brings me on to the question of becoming a mum.
Here I am, just about awake.
How is it doing what you do and being a mum at the same time?
It's still new. I'm adjusting and I'm kind of recalibrating all the time. It's different. I think like the narrative for a lot of people, and particularly if you go to, these parent and carer groups, is, woohoo, maternity leave, like no more work. But actually for me, that's like, it's a lot more difficult to let go.
Sure.
And I've still got my inbox open, and I'm still getting things come through.
Sure.
And I have to go, I'm sorry, I'm not available. And that's hard sometimes because there's things I really want to do. It's not like, I'm getting this sweet maternity pay and like, life's on pause and I'll go back to the same job. Like every time I turn down a job, it feels like letting go, which is really difficult. And particularly as, classically, like the year I had my first kid, which was 2022, I was probably like, I'd just had like the best year I've ever had, and I was getting a lot of good stuff in. So it on that side of things, it's hard, but also on the plus side, I think like in terms of work, it's making me a little bit more ruthless, which is actually good. You kind of, all those little favors that you pull people and like undercutting yourself and all those like, oh, the budget's not great, but just having to say no. And
Yeah.
actually that's leaving me quite a lot more space.
Yeah.
I'm also being more efficient, you know, like I've got literally, like this morning, my baby was sleeping and I had the iPad in bed with me and I was like, quick, I've got his design, I've got to get it done. And like I did it in like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe that would have taken me like 2 days before.
Because you have to.
I have to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think as a creative, actually, like those sort of parameters are really helpful. And also, you know, I'm so glad I've done it. I think for me, life is about living and experiencing as many paths and things you can, and like becoming a parent has just been the best.
Brilliant.
Like, it's worth it.
Totally
You know,
worth
on
it.
the one hand, you're sacrificing something, but on the other hand, gaining so much.
Of course, having, I mean, a beautiful experience, but it's just also so nice to hear that you're kind of managing your art even better, maybe like more efficiently, because you have this priority, but you're still doing it with all the same passion that you had.
I think it's change, you know. I think that's hard for anyone, change, particularly when it feels like it's not in your control or necessarily your proactive decision.
I see.
However, I think doing what I do, which is like insanely physical,
Sure.
there does become a point where probably that has to change anyway, because I've already got RSI on my shoulder. You know, there's points where you're up scaffolding in Manchester and it's chucking it down and you're like, I don't know if this is what I want anymore.
Sure.
It's just, yeah, I think there comes a point maybe when your body isn't, not that I'm like decrepit, but like, you know, like it's very, very tiring. And I think there was a slight part of me that was kind of looking for a slight sense of change anyway. So maybe that's, you know, for me, that's just fast forwarding that slightly.
For sure. Interesting. My grandma, because I'm producing this book at the moment, my grandma was a huge influence on my music and my sort of art side of things. I was wondering, are you from a family of artists also, or are you like the first gen of doing it?
I guess like the first out.
Okay.
I'm out.
Okay.
As an artist, I'm out. Yes and no. Like, so there's definitely a creative streak on both sides. So my mum's side, my granddad was a great cartoonist, and he was an actor for the BBC Wales. So he was in Publicum, which is sort of like the Welsh Coronation Street.
Yeah, I know it.
And BBC Radio Wales. So he did loads of Welsh radio dramas and Welsh TV, and he would do these really quirky cartoons for people. He went to art school in Swansea, but I think the acting was always like his strength. So there's a couple of little sketches and stuff I've got of him. They're like caricatures and stuff. They're really, really they're definitely very talented and very like stylized.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's that side. And then my dad's side, my dad is really creative, but he just, I don't know, like, didn't have the opportunity, but I guess like he chose a different path. He's a really, really good ceramicist. He used to have a ceramics factory in just outside Cardiff, and yeah, he's like very, very capable, but just didn't go down that path. But he appreciates things. He's like a real appreciator of craft. So if we go anywhere and there's like handmade stuff, he's like picking it up and he's like tapping the walls, and to the point that it was like really embarrassing as a kid. But yeah, he's definitely like got the mind of someone who enjoys making.
Cool.
But yeah, in terms of someone who's done this for career, yeah, and it wasn't easy. Like I had some convincing to do, including myself. So I only really I think, well, I say really, like I'm older than I think I am. Like 10 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna give it a go, and that was what I would have been like 20, 25. So I did a art, like didn't study art at degree level. I did art foundation, and then I kind of came back to it and did a course. So it kind of took me a little bit a roundabout way of kind of doing all the window shopping, kind of going back to the first thing that what you do. First pair of shoes you see. I was like, well, I was just constantly trying to not be an artist, and no matter where I went, I was always like,
you came back to the same.
A poster, or like, does anyone need a logo? I'd like always just try and like wangle it in there, and they'd be like, can you just do the spreadsheet, please? And that would have this like beautiful lettering at the front or whatever. So
you're making the spreadsheets all pretty.
Yeah, just like absolutely useless, really. So I think there was a point where I was like, I just got to give it a go.
Cool. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I have a gift for you. It's only something small.
always happy to receive a gift.
So this isn't my mystery box.
I mean, look at that box.
It's kind of cute, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's feeling special.
I think this is my grand's house, actually.
Is it?
I mean, it's kind of on the right level of tacky to be in there. Here you go.
Close my eyes.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna open it. It looks like
it's not.
Oh, so are these peppercorns?
Might be. Have a smell.
I'm gonna say no.
No,
Judging by your face. Well, they are peppercorns.
They are
look like
peppercorns.
They look like peppercorns. Okay. Bit corny.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. These are peppercorns.
They smell like a little bit sweet though.
Yeah.
Or like fragrant.
They are really, really beautiful organic peppercorns from a farm in Goa when I was traveling. And I'm just a little bit obsessed with spices. So wherever I go, I pick up spices from places.
Right.
And this farm was a really amazing experience. They sort of take you on a tour and they like harvest everything there. And it was just really nice to see, they have real problems with organic farms in India because often to make the soil and make the farms organic, it takes a lot of work essentially because they've been
and a certification and all that stuff. Yeah.
So this is some peppercorns
Thank you so much.
I bought from there.
I feel like pepper's probably one of those spices that's really underrated because like probably through colonialism we just have had it for too long and like had free labor, which means we underpay for it. Same with things like coffee, right?
And
sugar. Like coffee's like a highly processed food
that
probably is comparative to wine in terms of like how we make it, and yet like we'll just chuck a cup of coffee down the sink as well. You know? And probably the same with peppercorns. I imagine there's quite a lot of work that goes behind that.
So much work.
And probably a lot of different flavours and different types.
So many different variations. When they showed me the process, it was like fascinating because I didn't know how much work went into harvesting peppercorns.
We just don't think about it, do you?
No.
Just sprinkle that stuff over.
It does make sense though, because I was thinking actually pepper has become more expensive. And yeah, like I use it usually mixed into a spice blend, but I don't use it on its own. But there's so many versions of it.
I'll try and be more mindful when I'm
of your peppercorns.
Well, no, just to taste it rather than just Thank you.
You're welcome. I hear that you might have a couple things to show me.
It sounds shady when you put
it no, I didn't.
Okay, so some context. Jay said, bring in something special. And I was like there thinking, I don't have anything special. And then I felt like a bit sad about it. And then I was like, what is special? So anyway, because this is audio. I didn't know you were filming.
Oh, okay.
I thought I'd bring some things with nice sounds. So this is Cow Cow.
Oh my goodness.
Can you hear that? My now 2-year-old, when he was a baby, was obsessed with this and would like...
Do you want to show the camera?
It's like a really psychedelic, mad, like depraved cow underneath. And if you think you're a baby that's just like only just figured out you have hands, lying there underneath, just looking at this like psychedelic cow. I mean, it's no surprise he was pretty mesmerized by that. So that's Cow Cow, and weirdly is quite special to me because I think when you have your two, I've got 2 boys and they both absolutely love it. And I think we've probably got this second hand, and it was probably third hand at that point. So that is disgusting but sentimental Cow Cow.
Love it. Cow Cow's chilling in the box.
So good we named him twice. So he's going to sit there just getting high on pepper. And this is another one.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if I'm going to regret this. But we'll see.
Regrets. Never any regrets.
This is Max.
Oh my God.
Hi. And again, everybody loves Max. And he's very cheeky. And you better be careful because he's going to get you. So I thought I'd bring Max. Yay, for me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not a ventriloquist. No, she's not. And maybe I'd like to learn it one day. Okay.
I didn't expect this.
That's why I didn't want you to see me.
Gives the context. What is it?
So Max is a puppet. And he's very green. Yes, I'm green. And I got big blue hair and eyes that have probably done some suspicious illegal things. I'm the kind of guy you see on Monday morning in Glastonbury who probably should have gone to bed 2 days ago. Yeah, so that's Max. And both my boys absolutely love him. To
Fantastic.
the point that I kind of have to be careful when I bring him out because it can go on for hours.
Do you and your partner take turns with it? So you're the solo.
Just me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna put him away now because it's kind
Yeah,
of
it's been
wearing.
an honor.
Thank you.
Can they hang out with the
I gotta sit. I'll sit here and watch it.
with the peppercorn
Okay.
and the honored?
Bye. Okay, there he is. He again, probably like third hand, 10 years ago. Seen better days. That's very rude. Okay, sorry, Max.
Oh,
there he is.
Maxie.
Yeah. Anyway, and weirdly, my son is called Max. But we inherited Max before we had the baby Max. So I don't know, maybe subconsciously we named him after that guy. Anyway, special to me again. Quite again disgusting, but nonetheless very
Honored to
special.
have these friends in the studio.
Yeah.
Honored.
You probably should have brought something really profound, but I was just like,
I'm so glad you brought
Max is
something
coming.
silly.
And Cow. Yeah.
I wanted to ask throughout your whole journey, whether it's motherhood, whether it's your artistic journey, if there were any bits of advice, maybe a quote or something that's resonated with you throughout the whole time, something that's you've always looked back to, maybe, or
I'm going from max mode to profound mode, and it's it's not going so well. I'm gonna just say the first thing that comes to my head. So I recently was doing. Have you heard of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron?
I have,
It's
yeah.
like I think either 8 or 12-week kind of course, but in the format of a book.
yes,
And each week she sets you certain challenges and kind of a reflection process of essentially trying to rekindle joy, creativity and playfulness for people who are either like creative or see themselves as they'd like to be creative or just feel like you've lost your mojo. Anyway, so that's been something I'm slowly working through. Obviously it's taken a back seat recently, but one thing that stuck with me and is kind of a theme throughout the book is she just reiterates every time like quantity over quality. And that's so interesting, isn't it? Because I think like I label myself as a perfectionist. I'm just like I will overthink things to the point that I'm just like paralyzed by analysis to the point that I'm like, oh, it's no good, I won't do it. I'm going to start something and I'll drop it, and like I just restart and don't finish things quite often because I think it's rubbish or like not good enough or whatever. But I think the main takeaway from this book is just like, just do it and move on.
Get
Get on with it. And you think we don't see that, especially with this kind of age of Instagram. It's really dangerous, I think, to think we know what artists' like creative process is, but honestly, it's like 1 in 10, if that. Like you put out 10 and one of them's good.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the main takeaway is just like make some terrible work. And through that process, there'll be something like 10% of the time you'll hit a diamond.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm trying to be less precious.
Yep.
And try to have more fun.
Yep.
And be less like limiting to myself.
I totally agree. I actually wish somebody advised me on that, but to be honest, maybe 10 years ago I wouldn't have listened.
No, because you know everything when you're like however old you are. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I think it's been brilliant, but maybe we'll take a pause now so we can do the food part of things.
Yum. This is why we're here.
I know that's why you're here. So
Yeah,
you're like, listen.
Love you guys.
As long as your grand's
some
cooking. Hey guys.
This is what I like.
Here you go.
Food. Thank you very much. This looks delicious.
Oh man, it's freshly cooked by my grandma yesterday. And I always tell her about, I'm like, oh, this person's coming through, and she gets really excited about cooking for people.
Wonderful.
So,
this is what we like.
Should I tell you what it is first, or would you like to taste it? You want to guess?
It's dal. It's what do you call it, dal? I order this quite a lot.
Oh yeah? Would you?
Masala dal? No, what's it called?
Go on, you got it.
Is it masala dal?
Almost.
It's delicious, is what it is. Well, it's great.
That's messed up, man.
It's messed up.
As in, it's messed up. It's so good that it's messed up.
Okay, so I'm feeling my age. I'm like, is this what the young people say now?
Oh my goodness. This is a meal that we would have.
It's delicious.
Like, as kids, we would have this. We would be a staple, you know, like an everyday.
My and my 2-year-old is a big fan also. Not I haven't given him this specific recipe, but he will chug it.
Really. So yeah, I mean, this is a really simple dish actually. The kind of like my grandma does it, the sort of authentic way of leaving it cooking for hours and hours. But there's actually a version you can do with a slow cooker, which is far more efficient.
I'm into the slow cooker.
Yeah.
Busy people put it on in the morning, come home, boom,
Yeah.
dinner at 5 p.m. You know, it's my world now.
Dinner at 5 p.m.
Bed by 7:30. Still got it. Was I right? What is it called?
Oh, we call this one rajma dal or gali dal, which is like black lentils. Yeah. So
and good for you. Really good for you.
really good for you. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing bad here. Maybe though you could do it with brown rice. Could be
That would
like
up the nutrition slightly.
yeah.
But I think still we're good. Well, thank you.
Thank Gran. She's
What's your grand's name?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna, yeah. She always, yeah, when people ask, she's always saying, Hare Krishna. And my granddad's name is Harinder. So together they are kind of Hare Krishna.
Harinder Krishna.
My granddad's a great cook as well, actually. But my grandma's the boss, you know, so she just like...
So, yeah, he's the sous chef.
He's always the sous chef, yeah.
That's fair.
Have you been to India?
I haven't. No, it's on the list of one of many places I'd like to go. I want to go without kids, though.
Yeah.
I don't want those little guys following me around. I want to be like... So, I have to wait a bit, I think. But yeah, I would absolutely love to go.
How do you go about spicy food? Are you good with it?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty good, but then
Is this hot for you?
no.
No.
Then you go traveling and you're like, oh, like weeping over a curry, and people are just laughing at you. We went to Sri Lanka a few years ago, and my boyfriend and I were like just looking at each other, like just tears streaming. We were like, "How was your meal?" We were like, "It's delicious."
So it's like you can't taste anything at some point.
Yeah, just chugging milk. No, I'm definitely better than some, but also not. You know, I'm Welsh, so you know, so at the end of the day,
But I'm Welsh.
I'm a pale, mild eater.
Where in Wales are you from?
Well, my family, I'm from Cardiff. But,
Are you? My mom's from
just
Cardiff.
outside. Yeah,
Where in Cardiff did you?
my dad's still there. He's just outside Vale of Glamorgan. I know. Yeah. And then, yeah, all South Walian. My granddad on my mum's side, though, he was North Wales. But yeah,
I spent half my childhood in Grangetown.
there you go.
Yeah. Also with this, this is using my grandma's sort of unique spice blend. She does it every 3 months in her house. She roasts all the spices on the it's called a davar, which is like a thing for making rotis. Like, have you seen them? Like black iron skillet sort of thing.
Yes.
Um,
Or Welsh cakes
yes.
in Wales, as we use them for. Okay, very traditional, like basic method, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no technology needed. Heat and iron.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, her thing is like she likes to keep her spices as like fragrant and fresh as possible.
I was about to say, it's very fragrant. There's like, if you close your eyes and do the real kind of mindful eating, there's a lot going on, even though, not to be rude, but it's a pretty basic dish, right? But like actually,
simple.
when you give it some thought, it's fragrant. There's like almost like a floral perfume kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm tasting, but yeah, it's all delicious. It's very, very nice.
How was
Jay is still like
I'm kind of like
mild
2/3 through.
I'm like hoof, 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 get it in. Classic like toddler vibes, just like get it in, quick. Someone's gonna need the toilet in a minute.
Also, like you said, the great thing about these kind of dishes, like some of the recipes from the book, they do take like 4 to 5 hours of cooking and being like conscious whilst cooking. But a dal like this, it's like you just chuck it all in.
That's my kind of cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's easy.
Throw and run.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely cracking. And what? So I'm guessing this is a lime pickle here.
Yeah, is it pungent or?
Is this homemade?
This is not homemade.
Out the jar.
I'm not gonna.
No,
lie
that's
to
fine.
you about
There's only so much work. One has to do.
She does actually. You know what? I will get some from her place. It's a lot, no?
I just don't know about that. It's very salty.
It's quite salty, yeah. This is why you need to make it yourself, though.
It is. I've never been a huge fan, but maybe one day my taste will mature. I feel like that's something that a grown-up's like.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? I'm like, it's kind of nice with the yogurt though. If you just have a bit of it.
It is nice, yeah.
My rule is like
Pokey.
I just put it on the side and I just like squeeze it a bit.
I've got the juice out the middle.
Yeah,
That's nice.
and then it's good.
Boom, done.
Done. Smashed it.
Actually, you've done. Yeah.
I had to catch up with you, Zoe.
You were like, let's get it in. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks, my
You know,
gran.
it's like coming up to 4 o'clock. Perfect time for me to eat.
I want to
mid-afternoon
ask you a question,
snack.
actually, because you've been in Bristol for a while. Is there a favourite place that you like to eat?
Oh, he did ask me to prepare this, and the truth is,
was a
I'm a
bit-
bit out of touch because I don't get out much in the evening now. And my main criteria for having lunch is like, can they get a buggy in?
Sure.
So,
What's your favourite, maybe cafe then, or favourite
well,
place?
I live in Fish Pond, so we have been blessed with a crafty egg and a fed recently.
Is that new? As in the crafty egg
Well,
is
it's
new
been new since I lived there. I've been there for 5 years. So I frequent them very frequently. However, yeah, where do I... If I was like, right, no kids, let's go, I'd probably go... Let's think. It would have been Poco, but I don't know. I think they've handed over to different owners now, so I'm not sure if that's... There was still... I just love that spot where you're like sitting out watching the world go by and like the just madness of that area.
Stones Croft, isn't it?
Yeah. I've only been a few times, but I really like that Mexican place in Old Market. What's it called? Chido Way.
I haven't been.
Delicious.
Really?
And margaritas.
What dish do you eat there? What's your
I mean, again, it's been a while, but
Okay.
I love it all. I'm just like,
anything from that place?
avocado, cheese, sour cream, get it in there, margaritas, happy days.
What was the name of it?
Chido Way.
Cheeto Way. Okay, I'm
I've
gonna
got to say, Chez Candies in St. Werburgh's in Boarding Wells.
go. Okay.
Also,
Fantastic.
that is like quality food. Yeah,
Mm,
really good and like local and just like a beautiful setting. So
Amazing.
yeah, I'm gonna put that name out there too.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing some of your favourite spots to eat. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like it's like, oh yeah, that's something that, did we say at the beginning? I'm going to say it again because I see people wearing this t-shirt around Bristol now.
Well, that's your hard work. That's